Okay, our project has progressed. Here we have the shell of the RS3. We've had at it already. Everything's stripped out. Rear cradle, fuel tank. Most of the battery gear in the boot's gone. Loom's out. We got the thing on dollies so we can actually move it around the shop. It's a bit like a UFO. No wheels on it, just kind of floats around. Everything's gone. Engine bay stripped. All the mounts, AC lines, fuel lines, loom. Everything we need is out of this car now. I'm going to hang on to it for a bit, just make sure there's no little sensors or things like that we need. Otherwise, that part of the job is done. This man doesn't like being on camera, but we have a German working on some German cars, so that gives me confidence. We're going to get it done. When? Soon? End of the week?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. This is the man that said we'd do it inside of 2 weeks, but yeah, let's see how we get on with the wiring diagrams. Okay. So now the RS3 is stripped, we can move on to the Golf. Golf's up in the air now. I'm going to start the rear end, just pulling all those pieces out that we don't need anymore. So just getting the fuel lines out, rear carrier, petrol tank, differential, all those different things. Obviously we've got the loom being prepared at the moment. But yeah, it's just a case of stripping this vehicle down to what we need and then starting to replace it with the upgraded parts. Some of the interior stripped out here. So as you can see, we've mounted the battery after we ripped out all this horrible Dynamat, which by the way, I still have cuts all over my hands from. Made the hole here for the battery feed, goes to the front of the vehicle underneath. And obviously we've got the full size RS3 battery here. In the A3 there's usually a recess in the floor. We don't have that. So we might mount it to the side here and have the strap onto the wheel well or something of that nature. But again, it's just to get us going. And then over here we have Alec. And Alec is online with Erwin now. He's looking at the Volkswagen and Audi wiring diagrams, just to make sure that we understand on both vehicles how it's rigged and how to make one work with the other. So we'll be stripping the loom soon, we'll be repinning, hopefully not splicing too much, but this is all the information that we need. So you can just log on per hour and download what you need. Really, really helpful. Yep, so it works out a customer needed a set of stock wheels. So these are coming off. I've got a temporary solution, they're not very attractive. But you know what? If someone needs them, they can have them. Glenn, what stunning wheel are we putting on? Hey, look at those! GTI original, 18-inch by 7. The OG pram wheel. Oh well, this car's going to go backwards before it goes forwards, in terms of look anyway. So yeah, maybe we can get something a little bit nicer on there. How tidy your writing is really makes a big difference here. So Alex, I'll give you a 5 for your writing out of 10.
A 5?
A 5 out of 10. How do you feel about that?
No.
Not good?
It's not too bad.
Okay, so here's an interesting part of the story. Over here we have the front carriers for the RS3 and the one for the Golf. A couple of key differences. First of all, you can see the RS3 has 2 clips for the bonnet latches. And then over here for the Golf, you've got a single one in the middle. So okay, we can't use this frame, given it's got little ears on it as well for the headlight brackets. Can't use that frame on the Golf, so we have to use the Golf carrier. Now on the Golf, it has this really interesting sandwich, which is a condenser at the front, an intercooler, and then a radiator at the back. So, key differences between the Golf and the RS3 at this point is that the RS3, yes, it has a radiator at the back, then it has the condenser, and then it's the intercooler. So here we have a stock RS3 cooler, and yeah, hangs from the front. You've got a retaining point here with like a little rubber bushing, and at the bottom you have this angle bracket here. So you'd expect the carrier on the Golf to house both of these in order to hold the intercooler. No, not much luck. So again, on the RS3 carrier there's that top retaining point, and then for the angle bracket at the bottom, Golf up here, just move the camera, nothing. So we've got to create something here that will allow us to hang the intercooler across the front, retain it so it's stable and safe, enough space to get around the sides for the charge pipes, and then we also need enough room on the front of it to clear the bumper when we wrap that round the front. Now, inside the Golf carrier, we have put, like the, just move the camera around, we've moved all the RS3 stuff over, so now we have the RS3 radiator, the fan pack on the back, and then round the front here, I can swing round, we've got the condenser, that's fine. The rad and the condenser are held in by 4 points across the carrier. Let's just move around here to try and catch them. You've got this yellow clip on the back that actually pushes through to the front here and holds the whole assembly in the carrier, and at the bottom you've got some rubber, I don't know if you can see it, some like rubber bungs to hold the lower position. So you've got 4 points, got 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom. Now this whole assembly sits at a particular angle. If we get that wrong, you could see the fan pack push into the front of the engine area, all the coolant lines, charge pipes and everything, we might start rubbing against. So the new challenge is we have to get the radiator and condenser in at the correct angle and lean it forward in the carrier. Given that there's no intercooler in there, we do have some extra room, but we've got to work out a bit of a system with these yellow clips at the front here. How do we get those to pull the whole assembly forward a little bit? Just test fitting a proper size intercooler on the Golf carrier. Got a couple of things to work out. How are we going to mount it? Clearance, and if we can fit the crash bar. So we've actually just cut the Golf crash bar with some dummy plates for now, just to hold up the rad support. But we want to get on this big tubular item. Might need a bit of modding. Yes. Bumper on, with that big intercooler underneath. So clearance wise, looking pretty good. Obviously we've got a bit of securing to do. Okay, here we have it. This is our completed mess. So importantly, we've got the second ECU plug rigged up. See all the little labels there. Fuse box is established. The important grey plug, and then there's another plug here. Where is it? That one. It goes from 10 pins down to 8. Quite an important one. So what we're doing is just making sure we establish all the connections required. Go into the boot for the battery monitoring system. Just make sure everything's in place that we need before we put the engine in. Here we go. There's the diff out of the car. It's the standard Golf rear diff. Obviously we're going to be running a different prop shaft, so taking that out. We'll leave the Golf shocks in for now. The rear brakes are the same. Yeah, considering the last car had quite a big rear end impact, we definitely want to change that. See up here, this void, or the rear diff was. We have actually worked out that the fuel tank is the same part number to your saddle tank, so I think we'll just swap the low pressure fuel pump over, and that will satisfy the RS3 engine. Golf up in the air, all its guts hanging out. Today's the day. We may even get the rear diff and the engine in today, given that the wiring's come along. Okay, special moment. Lifting the 5-cylinder into the Golf chassis. Having a bit of a wee on the floor there. Like a glove, Alex. So a bit of twisting and manoeuvring required, just to kind of get it into a happy position. But yeah, both engine and transmission in one go. Done the rear end now, done the wiring. So now is when it starts to come together. The battery's on, so this test is to see if smoke comes out. Anyone see anything? Have we got the fire extinguisher there? Yep. Any smoke in the nest? No. Let's get on the business end. Okay. So the battery is now connected in its new home. Okay, here we go. So this is the first crank, not start. So let's just see if it turns. Oh. Oh! We've got one coil on there, so maybe we'll go from a 1-cylinder to a 0 for now.
Yeah.
Try again.
Tried. Yeah, tried. I'm running on one.
Missing a couple. Go for it. Okay, round 2. ECU unimmobilized again. Oh. Okay. That was good. Disconnect the coils. It's going to be loud. Here you go. No fuel.
A few moments later.